And we are now live, episode 6 of the Sweet Science 06.
Yes, yes.
And we have Harris, aka Melagod, in the crowd. We have Robbie back for episode 6 again.
Yo.
And we have music playing to commemorate the Devin Haney fight with Antonio Moran. We'll get into that in a second. But first, let's just go ahead here and let's salute the troops. That's the holiday we just had passed yesterday, Memorial Day.
The
falling soldiers,
America first,
falling soldiers, and
Absolutely.
soldiers that will fall. So we caught everybody, past, present, and future.
Yeah.
You know?
Thank you.
Also, thank you.
Thank you for allowing us to do this podcast.
To this Patriot channel. Also, we'd like to give a birthday shout out to Gail. Today's Gail's birthday.
That is.
Hey, happy birthday, Gail.
Yep. And we'll be heading to her crib in about a month and some change from our live podcast. And she has a couple ideas for what's going to go down, so that'll be in the works too.
Be a special episode.
Special episode. A lot of things
too. Birthday too.
Keith Thurman fight, block parties. Gail's gonna have food and liquor. So just like that Lupe fiasco.
God is good.
God is good.
It's gonna be a great summer.
Summer 19. But let's just jump into that first fight we were gonna talk about with Antonio Moran and Devin Haney. Antonio Moran, honestly, I don't know much about him. All I know is he's about a 26-year-old tomato can, for lack of a better word. And Devin Haney's an up-and-comer, 20 years old, undefeated, knockout artist. What is your thoughts on what you saw live on the Zone Saturday night?
Social media star is born, man. It's the first time hearing about him, to be honest with you. I haven't really kept up with that division, but this guy's 20-0 now, and he's working with Mayweather, so he's got a lot of bright future ahead. But a devastating power. Devastating power,
agree.
More than Mayweather.
He was actually under Mayweather's tutelage when he was about 16, 17 years old. And I don't know what happened there. There was like a fallout. So
damn.
He still picked up a lot from him.
His dad looks pretty young. I thought that was his brother for a second.
It could be.
His dad is his head trainer.
Yeah.
This guy Haney. I agree with Harris that I'm kind of new to him too. I know he just got signed by the Zone, so that's big. I started watching some of his highlights. This guy, he moves like Mayweather defensively, but I feel like he has a little more power and he likes to go after it a little
more power.
But he can play it both ways. His defense is really striking, and there's a lot of guys who try to mimic that style or adapt a little bit of that Mayweather shoulder style, but Haney does it almost like he
learned
studying him forever.
Basically, learned it as a child from Mayweather, so it's like that early tutelage, you know.
And he learned from his grandfather because his grandfather may not be audible 100% of the time, but he gets his point across. So he's getting a big tutelage from decades in the past. Decades and decades.
Civil rights era. He's getting all of it.
Jim Crow era. Wow.
But what do you guys think of the fight? The actual fight? What did you see? Are there any weaknesses, let's say, to Devin Haney's game? Because we all automatically notice the strengths based off the highlights, based off the actual fight. But is there anything you think he needs to work on?
He's still got to work on his defense. His defense is really good, but I've noticed that he did get hit. He didn't.
Yeah,
he
did. He caught some shots.
Fight. He caught some shots. Not saying those were big shots, but those were shots, and a better fighter would capitalize on that because he
a veteran fighter. Because Antonio Moran is only 26 years old. He's pretty young himself, so a veteran fighter probably would have knocked him out with a couple of those shots he did take. I agree.
Especially when he does that roll where he leaves the left side of his face open and he kind of leans back. So a guy with some nice reach, some snap on their right hand, can catch him consistently there. So, but overall, I don't want to knock him too much, but I think he has the potential to be a great fighter.
Well, based off those punches he did take, it's safe to say he does have a sturdy chin on him because he was able to take those punches. So that was one of the positives of that negative. He did take some shots, but at least he could take a shot, which says a lot because a lot of guys can't,
And when he does
careers.
when he does Mayweather's move when he kind of backs up and sort of runs away like Mayweather, but he actually throws shots when he does that. So it's almost like you get hit and then it's a guy wants to run in and he'll make you pay for that. So I like that. I like that he's able to take it and set a guy up to hit him after he gets shot.
I feel like almost every punch he threw was like a power punch, basically, from what I saw.
And a really nice body shot. His body punches are great.
It was like I don't know if the referee called him in that fourth round, and when there was a lower hit, he had a combination, and one was kind of low. But besides that, it was a good, clean fight, and everything was powerful. It's like he didn't waste any energy.
Also, like I feel like when it's the guys claim it's low, if it's at belt level, they usually have their protector like a little bit above belt level, so it's not technically a low blow unless it's like 3/4 way down.
Didn't have that, but yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like fighters can't really complain about it unless it's really low, and even then.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think it was definitely a good fight. Now that you've seen him a little bit, do you guys think Gervonta Davis fight with Devin Haney, should come anytime soon? And if so, who do you foresee at this point, at this time, winning between the two? Because there's so many people in the lightweight division, it's ridiculous right now.
I like
Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia.
I don't like that yet. Not yet.
I like the champ. I think that would be rushed. I agree. That's a fight that'll be nice. Simmer that up. Have Devin fight maybe a little bit better opponents, maybe 2 or 3 nice fights. And Gervonta doesn't ever fight anybody good. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
I haven't seen it.
No.
So he's a lot of talk on Twitter and all that shit. But he needs to fight someone too.
Killing people.
I mean, Gervonta is man, that guy punches so hard for a smaller guy. I want to see that fight with Haney, but you got to build that up.
I mean, Devin does have a 64% knockout rating percentage, so 2 out of 3 times he is putting someone on the canvas. I definitely want to see that happen more. The 22-0, 14 knockouts. Impressive.
These lighter divisions are kind of fire. I've noticed there's a lot of good big names and the featherweight, lightweight divisions. I know you got Lomachenko lurking around there.
He's lurking around there. If he goes up 5 pounds, he jumps in with the rest of them. Like he'll be up in there with Gervonta, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney.
They don't want to fight him. None of those guys want to fight him. I don't care what they say. None of them. You have to force someone to fight Lomachenko.
Basically.
Yeah.
But you can't hide anymore. There's so many good, talented boxers. You can't just keep all running to a tomato can. They're running out of tomato cans. There's too much talent in that division.
And when I say none of them want to fight him, I don't mean the fighters, because fighters want to fight. It's promotion and all that.
You still got Juan Carlos Burgos out there too, man. I mean, let's not forget about the older guys.
JCB.
Plata.
So, with that said, I think Devin Haney does have a bright future from that display. And I just look forward to him, along with all the talented other boxers in that division fighting, at least within the next couple of years, because it's not going to happen right away. But hopefully by 2020, 2021, you'll get to see those massive fights. And I think those will be big fights, not only for the boxing community, but the zone is going to definitely cash in hard.
Another thing about Devin Haney, he grew up in Oakland area, in a rough area, and he was getting into a lot of fights growing up. And his dad, they decided to move, and it was probably for the best. He could have had a totally different life ahead of him, but his dad introduced him to the gym and stuck with him. So I thought that was a pretty nice story. I saw that on the Zone about Devin Haney and his bio. So that was pretty interesting. I think people should check that out.
Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney, they're kind of like frenemies maybe. Like they get along, they hang out sometimes, but they're also know that eventually they're gonna have to fight. So, but they're pushing that down the line, trying to turn that into a mega fight, like a big Mayweather Pacquiao fight.
It would be a mistake, just like Anthony Joshua was kind of milking his career before he meets Wilder. This kid's so young, you want to keep him away from the killers immediately.
It doesn't.
He's one himself.
Plus, it doesn't do us fans right if you got a guy who you think he could be great and throw him in the fire right away.
With adults,
I like those fights.
It's like a plot. You gotta let the plot develop.
Sometimes you need to throw them in there and they lose and then they come back. But I like the formula the way it's going. Build them up and then fight.
The Canelo formula.
The Canelo formula.
Oh, yeah.
Well, with the exception of Mayweather, because that was kind of early, but still. But yeah, I think there's a lot of good things to come, not only in that division, but from all other divisions too. But Devin Haney is probably one of the brighter talents in boxing right now, and that was on display this Saturday. So big fight. But there's an even bigger fight lurking for June 1st. We're talking about Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz. Joshua is coming off a 8-month hiatus. That's basically the last time he actually was in a fight. Andy Ruiz fought about less than a month ago. So there's a big fight coming up. There's a lot of talk, a lot of predictions. What are your guys' thoughts? I know our subscribers have been waiting all week to hear. So let them have it. Feed them.
Hey, Andy Ruiz has nothing to lose. He has nothing to lose but everything to gain, monetarily speaking.
Yeah.
He comes up, shows up. If anything, giving it your all and testing Joshua, it'll be nice. It'll be nice to see him get tested a little bit, just because everybody thinks there's only 3 heavyweights in the division. It'll be nice to see a guy come out of the blue, especially a true underdog. What, a month maybe?
Agreed, man. I'm on the same boat. Here you have a guy from the other side of the pond. They call it 22-0. 21 knockouts. The guy's defined by success, Under Armour supported, and he's coming to New York to fight an American here at home. I think Ruiz definitely is going to win this fight. He's a big underdog. I know I wouldn't put my house on it, but I could see an upset happening. I'm hoping for that.
I've seen Joshua.
My wallet's telling me Joshua will win. He's too big of a machine for them to allow a stoppage or something.
Joshua's hit the mat before, though. I mean, he's been knocked down.
Yeah.
So put him down. He got up and won the fight later, but he has been hit before, and his chin has showed some cracks. And one thing we know about Andy Ruiz is his right hand, even in short range, if he gets inside, a little tangled up, he can hurt him. I mean, he's going to have to take sacrifice a little bit, but he can really hurt him with the right hand.
And it's not just shots to the dome. He delivers strong body shots. Like the last fight he had on the 20th of April, he fought that 6'8" Russian guy, and he just kept delivering body shots, and the dude couldn't get up for the next round.
His ribs
gave out.
That's a perfect example. He's already fought a guy 6'6" and above, but Anthony Joshua hasn't seen his style.
He was coming up on the body, so he's got to come up with his shots, right? So if he goes for Joshua's body and just tries to hammer his body early,
he's going to have to pound the six-pack. He's going to have to pound the six-pack.
He's got to.
Basically.
I think he'll pound his six-pack before the fight.
Right.
As Tecate.
Got to. But he's got to bring his guard down. So you got to throw body shots early, and I think that's the formula to pop Joshua.
And when Joshua's going to be fighting down, so he's going to be swinging down. So that's going to bring his arms down, and that's going to leave his upper body, shoulders, and up exposed. Yeah. And if this dude Ruiz just sneaks a couple in, and here's some power behind it, Joshua might stagger a little bit, and it could get a little tricky for him. So do you guys think there's any actual advantages in favor of Joshua? Because overall, a lot of people say Joshua's the best heavyweight in the world, but
man,
everyone's starting to doubt with this fight for some reason.
I think he has all the measurables, and you should win the fight to be Kondo. But Ruiz's unknowns, that's what makes this fight very intriguing. It's a very interesting fight. Joshua might take him lightly. Whatever bullshit he's saying, he still might take him lightly.
Yeah, I mean, everyone knows that Joshua didn't originally sign to fill up Madison Square Garden to fight Andy Ruiz, first of all. So This is a backup plan to or Big Baby Miller, the Brooklyn native, who messed up his money.
He did.
But yeah, I think the fact that Joshua has all the measurables that Ravi mentioned, he's gonna pull off the fight unless he gets knocked out and count down to 10, or on 12 or whatever how many seconds they give him.
They might give him 15 seconds.
They might give him 15 or 20 seconds. He's a machine.
The wild card is okay. Ruiz, okay, he's a month and a half between fights, month or whatever. But Joshua, he likes to scout his opponents.
Yeah.
So all of his scouting and training camp was geared towards Big Baby. So I mean,
yeah, that's true.
That could be a factor.
This is a backup catcher.
Yeah. Sometimes they come in and hit home runs.
Hey. That's cool.
Ain't no telling right now. Ain't no telling. I don't even think like Ruiz has like a defined style either. He's kind of like just gets in there. So it's still going to be hard for Joshua to, even if he studies him, it's going to be hard for him to figure him out until he fights him. Once they're in the ring, that's where everything's going to obviously play out.
Yeah.
So a boxing source close to me, remain anonymous, told me I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. But he told me it wouldn't. The thing about people are, oh, Ruiz is fighting right away. Oh, he's fighting too soon. It's not like too much of his body shape, his physical ability is going to change. He's a big, chubby man with quickness and power, and I don't know if he's not going to shred himself. So I don't think he needed the 4 weeks for that.
I don't think his body's capable of shredding, even if he's tried to shred.
He's a power puncher. He's a classic power puncher.
Yeah,
and that's who he is at this point in his career. So I don't think it's going to affect him as much as another guy who needed to cut weight or do some other bullshit to train. Because I think Ruiz's style suits him. He's a brawler. So
he's used to fighting that
he can take a punch.
So there's nothing different for him. He's used to fighting that, I don't know how much he weighs right now, but he's fought heavier before. So if anything, where he's at now is lighter than before. So that's what a lot of people don't understand.
There's a lot of power underneath, them rolls too. Don't get it twisted. Yeah. I saw his training camp. His training camp was pretty rigorous, man. And he's fast. He's this guy is like a bull.
I saw him hitting those mitts.
Yeah, he had a public workout in New York City today that was just uploaded. Same with Anthony Joshua, same venue. He looked pretty good in his public workout, pretty lean. His fists were coming out pretty rapidly. He didn't break a sweat in his 8-minute routine. I mean, not that it's wrong to break a sweat, but he looks like his cardio is able to throw punches and flurries, so he's not going to go down easy.
Yep. A lot of people say the faster heavyweights, believe it or not. So
it's not going to be like Wilder versus last week or a couple weeks ago. So
I think this guy Ruiz is a better fighter than that guy Brazil. I think he's a much better fighter.
Brazil's garbage. Brazil's absolute trash.
He's fought over 140 amateur fights. Another fact right there, and combined with pro fights. And then we look at Joshua. Joshua's fought total of 90 combined. So if you look at it, man, Ruiz has more experience.
Mostly tomato cans. Keep that in mind in England.
Yes, but just being in the ring, putting guys down, he has more experience. But, I mean, with physical
Joshua in England, 90 fights, his fights were always these tomato cans from Sheffield or Manchester or Birmingham.
Joshua ain't fighting nobody really good either.
No disrespect, champ. No disrespect, champ.
No disrespect to the champ. I mean, he earned it. No. The hard way. He earned that.
We love you here, but
what about so Joshua Parker fought Ruiz last year, and it was a controversial decision where they gave the fight to Parker because he was fighting, I believe, in New Zealand. That one gave the title to Ruiz, but he didn't get it. Then Parker moves on to fight Joshua, and then Joshua destroys him, basically. Where that was more of a unanimous decision in that fight.
It went the distance. It went the distance, but I feel he didn't win that fight convincingly.
Convincingly, yeah. So,
so I mean, it truly was a story. Like Ruiz could have went to the chopping block right away against Joshua if he won that fight. But since all the things that have occurred, Now we have it where this was the fight that would have probably
The
happened.
backup fight. It's a good backup fight. I'm not
It's a very
taking
good
anything
backup
away from
fight.
Joshua.
It's a very good backup fight. You couldn't ask for a better
I think this
backup.
is like we talked about earlier prior to the podcast. This is like a Disney movie in the making. This is what they make Disney movies about, you know, Pixar,
Little Giants
whatever.
almost. Like the Little Giants versus, like everyone knows from the 1990s, Little Giants, they were playing the Cowboys, you know, and they had this big Goliath team versus, you know, David. And guess who won?
Gotta be
Rick Moranis.
crafty. Gotta be
Little
crafty.
Giants.
Shout out Rick Moranis.
Use a little stickum. Use a little stickum.
I think if you were to bet money, what is your final prediction for this fight?
Ugh. I had to lose some money out of
Round
my pocket.
and winner, if there's a round, or unless it goes all the way.
I would put the money on. Well, it's 20. Let's say $100. I'd put it on Joshua. $100 on Joshua.
Oh.
By decision, 12-round decision.
I think Andy Ruiz hurts him early. I think he staggers him, honestly. I think he
I
gets him
definitely
with
see
the
a
right.
staggering.
And I think maybe Ruiz survives, and then cardio kicks in. Stoppage in 7th.
I see that.
I
think Ruiz is going to make everybody cheer.
I don't want that to happen.
Everybody's
Ruiz.
going
We love
to cheer.
Ruiz.
We want Ruiz. Look, I want the upset. Let's make it clear. I'm just saying you're asking cut and dry.
You ask my wallet versus my heart.
My heart says I want Ruiz to win. I do.
Do you think Wilder wants Ruiz to win?
I don't think he cares. I think he wants Joshua to win.
I don't think so.
I think he wants
so,
to
be
beat up
honest with
Joshua. He wants Joshua, man. Wilder doesn't. He wants
because that
to
might
beat
take
up
away
Joshua.
his big money fight. That's where the money's at, you know.
Yeah, and will he be in New York City? Do we know? Did we follow his Twitter or something? But
that I haven't checked. I haven't checked his Instagram.
Yeah,
I know currently his Instagram is mostly.
He's on right now. He's on a tour with media. I saw him on TV this morning. So you never know with these guys do interviews.
He's still writing out that Brazil
Fury
knockout.
wants Ruiz. Tyson Fury wants Ruiz to win. That's
for sure. And Tyson Fury's gonna be fighting soon as well, so he has a fight coming up.
He's fighting this guy Schwartz, some bum named Schwartz. We don't know.
And guys, we have breaking news from Deontay Wilder.
Whoa, what do we have?
Breaking news from Deontay Wilder. An hour ago,
he's fighting what? Who's he fighting?
He posted that he's going to be fighting Ortiz Part 2.
Whoa!
Oh, wow. That's a bombshell. We didn't have that plan.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
So, he says officially Wilder versus Ortiz 2 to all my fans. I want to announce that Luis Ortiz and I have signed for a rematch with the date in sight to be announced shortly. All my controversial fights must get dealt with ASAP. Bomb Squad.
Bomb Squad.
1 hour ago. So breaking news, guys.
Ooh,
wow.
Okay.
Wow, that came in hot and heavy for real.
So I'm guessing he will be in New York City on Saturday.
I think he'll be in the.
I think
audience.
Ortiz will also be in the building.
Ortiz has to be there. Hopefully, we have.
Ortiz loves jumping in the ring after every fight.
Kind of slithering in the ring.
Just shows up and down.
Ortiz fought Wilder. Well, that's going to be a fun one. I would love to see that fight again.
So they're going to sell that after the fight. Whoever, I think Joshua will win in 12 or Robbie in 7. And you, Efren, what do you think will happen?
Efren, we need your opinion on that.
You're betting money.
If I'm betting money, this is exactly what I see. I see Ruiz staggering Joshua for the first maybe 4 rounds. Then I see Joshua being able to compose himself, articulate what he needs to do in his mind, and then follow through and execute
it.
And then I feel like the rest of the match will be even. And then they're going to go to the cards, but I think they'll give it to Joshua because Joshua's the champion. At the end of the day, you got to defeat the champion. But the decision
Tyson Fury that.
It's knockout. Yeah. So that's basically what I see going down this
Ruiz has no shot at the judges. Let me just make it clear. Unless he even if he knocks him down once. I think
that's not enough.
If Joshua wins 4 rounds, that means he won 7.
Basically.
Because never mind.
No, go ahead. I want it.
Under Armour and all the social media people, I don't know. It's just not in the
too
cards.
much on
I
the
agree.
line.
There's so much money to be made with Joshua being undefeated.
This could be if Ruiz wins. This could be the biggest upset since Tyson and Buster Douglas potentially.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it would be bigger.
Everybody's betting on
not
Anthony
bigger,
Joshua.
Not bigger. Douglas,
Even me.
that was the biggest of all time. Yeah. Yeah. But it would be a huge upset. That'd be all time. And it would be nice to see just the dog
A Disney
kinda
movie,
celebrate.
like you said.
Yeah. That would be a complete full circle Disney movie.
And it would make money.
Signed.
Yeah.
It would. You can't make Ruiz a cholo in the Disney movie though.
Who would play Andy Ruiz in a movie?
Oh man, on the spot. I'm gonna go ahead and say Christian Bale.
I would say Jonah Hill.
Whoa, Jonah Hill. That's better.
Andy Ruiz in the
role.
I just think I think Christian Bale can gain the weight.
Christian Bale puts on like 200 pounds.
He's done it before.
He like gets hospitalized to play him in this film.
The guy from Boston, I guess one of those Affleck's friend. Ben Affleck.
Matt Damon. Matt Damon. Matt Damon.
Actually, it's Ben Affleck. He has the dark hair one. Ben Affleck. If he gains weight.
Casey Affleck gains.
Oh, what a shit show!
Not Matt Damon, but Ben Affleck.
Who would play Anthony Joshua?
Idris Elba.
Oh, that's a perfect choice.
Gains
weight.
weight.
They might need to light him up a little bit.
And the cameras, they can do everything with the cameras.
Little lighting. Little final cut. They'll get it going.
I want Oscar De La Hoya to play
black dude
himself.
from Train Spotting.
I don't know his name.
I'm sure there was one. America first.
There's some candidates out there.
America first.
They could do Boris Kojo. Boris Kojo plays Anthony Joshua versus Christian Bale.
He's been dying for a European audience, so hey, there you go.
I think Forrest Whitaker would be a good choice for Anthony Joshua.
Forrest Whitaker
would substitute with a body double for
the action shots.
Head below.
It's like a CGI body under his head.
His acting.
And he wears like a green suit. So, they could like just
Americans need those jobs, those acting jobs. So I agree, yeah.
Keep the jobs in America. America first.
Or you could put Don Cheadle's head on, whoever.
Yeah, that'll work.
Whoever. You could do that. One of those.
Don Cheadle could play Floyd Mayweather or something.
Yeah, skinnier one. Right?
That would work. I think that would work. But I think that's pretty much it for this episode. I think
time flies.
And beyond. I think we've gone above and beyond. Not only did we prognosticate, whatever the word is, prognosticate what's going to happen in the fight, we also gave you the background info for a potential blockbuster film in the year 2022.
All rights reserved.
Done by Disney or something.
Disney will buy it. The writers of The Blind Side, they're going to do it.
Yes, indeed.
From the writers of Schindler's List comes.
Also, that big news for that Wilder Ortiz.
Wilder Ortiz
we're going to continue to try to drop some bronze bombs.
We'll keep it going. And make sure you hashtag us. I don't know. We don't have a social media manager yet, but our hashtag is DSSTV. DSSTV,
the Sweet Side Television.
Yeah.
Also, we're now up to 36 subscribers, so that's good. We're still trying to do the glove giveaway, but again, we need to get to 100, so let's keep pushing.
And share, guys, share this on your Facebooks. Share this on your social medias.
Just share it.
Click like and
it's
share.
Real easy. 3 clicks, 3 clicks, right? 2 or 3 clicks. That's it. That's all it takes.
Father's Day is coming up. Show your father. There's a boxing hangout
for
him.
Your father, you care about him by watching an episode of the Sweet Science Television.
Honestly, most fathers and sons love watching fights. I know me and my dad do. So
it's perfect for Mother's Day as well. So the Sweet Science Television is perfect for all holidays and occasions, bachelorette parties,
just can't have my mom watching Amir Khan die in the ring. So we can't have that. That'll make her a little fearful. So
we got some big plans for you guys. We might even bring some guests in too.
I think we might have some guests.
Guests lurking. They're lurking. There's a few people lurking.
And I can't name any names, but yeah, there's actually some professional cage UFC fighters that I know through a grapevine that are actually gladly willing to get on the show as long as we give them some notice. So I'm working on that.
So get our subscribers up, guys. Subscribe to the channel so you can hit the bell for notifications and you know,
at the same time,
stay engaged in the chats in the comment sections.
Definitely want to give these guys some monetary components as well. I know I got a couple guys that are willing to do it for free, so we would love to. Just to get the whole, just to get some nice guests. Yeah, some of these gentlemen, I mean, they're training all the time that I know, and I feel bad asking them to jump on here without giving them a little something. So we're gonna try to get those donations going and stuff like that. And
we need money for those pets, so let's hope.
We would love to get some cool interviews in here on the Hangout and on the Sweet Science TV.
Yes, sir.
So that wraps up episode 6. Obviously, coming up Monday, we're gonna discuss the big showdown coming out this Saturday. So
yeah, the results of Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz from New York City,
and maybe a little snippet into the upcoming Triple G fight. So
we'll
have more time to find out the Tomato King's fighting and.
Maybe we'll fit in that bullshit.
Ragu.
We'll see if we fit in that ragu.
We'll see. It depends how explosive this fight is. There might be a lot to talk about in and out the ring. So
that's true. See. Yeah, we might not. So
you know what it could be is we just end up talking about how dope the knockout was that Triple G's gonna put on that dude. Rolls, I think. So
Rolls. Steve Rolls from Canada.
Okay.
But you know, you never know. He has a puncher's chance. So anything is
fight too.
But let's go ahead and final word for everybody before we let them go.
Shout out to Pooley's Events Bar and Establishment. It's a great sports bar. I'm over here, got to get me another fat tire. Just finished up having a great time talking about this breaking news. So, shout out to Pooley's. It's great having it here, having a nice kicking environment, kind of quiet, so I can pay attention to what we're talking about. And one more time, shout out to our fallen soldiers, man. I'm very proud to be an American citizen. I was born in Jersey, Dover, New Jersey. I thank God to be here, and I really thank my family, my parents for making it here. So, we're really proud to support our troops. And one more salute to the fallen. Sorry.
Yo.
I'm that passionate about it. That's why, man. I'm that passionate about it.
Following that same path, I want to say thanks to all the troops. Thanks for what you do. Happy Memorial Day. Drink to that. And the guys, the fans, people who are subscribing, liking the videos, sharing on Facebook and Twitter, just clicking share. That helps. Thank you. And definitely thanks to all the boxing fans. We're going to get better and better. And one of my boxing mentors who was on YouTube, 78 Sports. Shout out to you. You got a great content there. We don't care about money for promo right now. We just want to say thanks and keep doing what you do.
That sounds good. Yeah, again, from my end as well, thank you to everybody who's been watching, who's been supporting, who's been spreading the word. And yeah, shout out to the troops that gave us another opportunity to have barbecues and a day off from work. So on that note, we're going to end the show with some more Young Beezy, or not Young Beezy, Yellow Beezy, my bad. That's on me, baby. That's on me, baby.